Welcome to the first ever Student Voice on Air, a new radio show written, hosted, and produced by journalism and media students at Moore Park College. The focus is on current news and happenings for students. I'm your host, Steven Suarez, and on this week's editing, we will be featuring Kayla Cullen, Leslie Kivett, and Nick Garola. Kayla, I think I said your name wrong. It's Cologne,
yes,
right?
It is Cologne. At least you remember it this time, though. That's a little bit more accomplishing. So, no, I've heard it every single way. Colin, Cologne. It is what it is.
All right,
whatever.
And very briefly, let's go ahead and go around the table and say what you guys do for the Student Voice. So, Kayla, what do you do?
I am the student life editor for the Student Voice. I currently only have 2 writers, though, so it is a very small section to cover 13,000 students on this campus.
All right, and Leslie?
I am the opinions editor on the Student Voice, and I have no writers, and no one's submitting any articles, so I have nothing to do, and I'm very angry at the entire news team.
I'm sorry.
Well...
At least you like me. I mean, I got my article in.
You did, very early in the semester. Yeah, write another one.
Mine, okay?
Yeah, and you lost all your
It's in
words.
progress.
And Nick?
Yeah, I'm the sports editor. I have the most fun pretty much on the Student Voice because sports is just so, laid back as compared to news. It's a little bit more,
I'm going to take your word for that one.
Well, the news editor isn't here, so, we can continue
we
talking
can just
about
keep
it.
bashing it all we want to, really.
Exactly.
He's too
it's
busy
fine.
to be here.
So basically, the goal for this new podcast is to kind of give student news media and student journalism students the chance to get on the air and do more news than just the Student Voice, which is a great publication I used to write for. It's a lot of fun. But we're going to go ahead and start off today with some news. What's going on campus this week, guys?
One of the biggest things is it's spring semester, so students are getting ready to transfer. And one of our writers actually went around getting some tips for transfer for our students who are kind of struggling with that whole process. One of the biggest ones is finish general classes early. I kind of pushed my general ed kind of far out and then took an entire semester just to not do anything. I mean, I took acting.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't even transfer. I'm pretty sure doesn't do anything, but it was fun.
Well, you know how to act now.
So don't be like me. Take gen ed.
You took acting classes?
I did take acting
Why
classes.
do you lie so poorly?
That's a good question.
I
She has a
can't.
conscience, probably.
No, see, when I do lie, you guys just don't know. See, you guys know when I lie because that's. The
Oh.
I'm that cryptic.
You're so
yeah.
good at acting,
Mhm.
and it looks like bad
Yes,
acting.
exactly.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what it is.
So you really didn't learn acting.
How long have you been this way, Kayla? How long?
you know
how
what?
many
No,
lies have you told your family and friends?
Let's
start with that news article.
Leslie, I'm going on. Choosing a major. This is one of the biggest ones, and I actually work on campus, and this is huge, which is choosing a major. We have workshops for it that no one goes to, but it's important for the sole reason that counselors cannot help you if you don't have a major because they can't assign you classes. And so a lot of kids come to counseling like, hey, I want to get classes. Oh, just kidding. No one can tell you what to take because you don't have a major. Take the workshops. They will help you, I swear. What else? Oh, I guess this is a big one. Researching schools. I literally spent weeks researching schools and then ended up deciding to go out of state. This is huge because I wanted to go to UC and then found out UCs don't offer communications majors. That was kind of a shock for me.
Oh, really?
They don't.
I had
They
no
don't.
idea.
What kind of schools do offer communication majors?
A lot of Cal States offer communications majors. I don't like the Cal States because they're huge. I like the private, so I'm going out of state and private.
I'm going out of country and private.
Best of both worlds there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're completely psychotic, do what Leslie's doing and just leave the country because why not?
Yeah.
So where are you going with
I'm
that?
going to Tokyo. Yeah, there's a university in Tokyo in the Abisu district called Waseda. It's a communications college. It's private, and you got to go through a whole lot of hoops to get there. In fact, you have to pass several English proficiency tests. Just
English proficiency tests to get into a
to
school
go
in
in, to
Japan.
go because they expect you to a certain degree to be able to teach English. So there's a whole bunch of requirements that I have to go through. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to prepare for, and honestly, the counselors here aren't equipped to deal with it.
Oh, dang.
I would
No, I'm
assume
saying
not.
there isn't like a protocol for that.
That's
a lot
true.
of them are
That's really cool.
there to transfer you to in-state universities. So it's kind of on my own.
Yeah.
And That's been
No,
a fun adventure
personally,
for 6 months.
what I've experienced is for out-of-state universities, and for, privates, the transfer center has been a little bit more helpful just because, like you said, the counselors are pushing for a lot of in-state universities.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're all helpful, but I mean, the most up-to-date information you're going to get is not going to be from our counselors here, unfortunately. It's going to be from the reps at that school.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why students are very determined to talk to the counselors here and expect the most up-to-date information. Like, they can't expect the schools to email our counselors every week when something changes. It's just not going to happen. It's not practical. And to get that information, you have to call the school. That's the bottom line.
Sure. But the first thing you think of when you think transfer help is you think your counselor.
That's true. But, I mean, there needs to be a change in that mentality that if they want the most up-to-date information, if they want to know the best way to get into that school, I mean, the best thing is to call the school and ask them, hey, can I talk to an admissions officer?
Man,
Done and done.
You should be on a radio show talking about what people should do.
I know. Oh, man, I'd be so good at it. A huge one is the personal statement and the extracurriculars. I don't do any extracurriculars, like, for credit. I know, like, people sign off on extracurricular and volunteer work. I don't like it, but it's good. It looks great on a college application. And the last one is to make an appointment with the counselor. I know we kind of just didn't say good things about the counselors. But nonetheless, counseling is really, really great.
Full circle.
Especially, well, I mean, like, if you're transferring to an in-state school, I mean, a lot of kids want to go to UCs. The UCs have great STEM programs. I'm not going to knock that. A lot of the Cal States have a lot of really great liberal arts programs. But yeah, and the counselors here know a lot about it. Yeah. The best thing I can say about the counselors is if you are a decided major, talk to a counselor in your major. Please, please, please do not be stubborn and be like, I just need to talk to any counselor. It's not going to work. The counselors for your major are going to give you the best advice. If you talk to a STEM counselor and you're a communications major, they're literally just going to stare at you and be like, what are you doing in my office? You just wasted an appointment that I could have had with a STEM student.
And I would probably say it's also important to not just talk to one counselor because I love counselors. They're great, wonderful people.
Good. Cover that up for us.
But, you know, sometimes they have different opinions on certain things. So it's good to get that broad scope of things. I mean, that goes back to, you know, researching schools and all these other things we were talking about earlier, because it's important not to just put all your eggs in one basket, right? You want to have that wide scope of things, because otherwise you come into school as a history major, want to teach kids about history, and then change your mind, and you haven't talked to a counselor yet, and then 4 years pass and you're still here, and anyway, enough about myself. What else is going on this week?
Through that, I realized what was happening.
Well, multicultural. If you didn't notice, Multicultural Day is taking up a good half of our campus today. I actually really like Multicultural Day, and I like it more now that I got an opportunity to talk to and interview a couple of the people on the committee. They're actually very passionate about this. The whole concept is it's an alternative day of study, and students are expected to go and listen to speakers and lectures and participate in the vendors and the different tables that are out in the quad area. And it's kind of sad a lot of students don't kind of take advantage of it just because, you know, it's a day off from school. Like, why why do we even bother coming? But it's actually really cool. Like, I got to talk to this girl from Haiti, and she was actually a child development major. And she's actually building a child development center out in Haiti for young girls who get pregnant and can't take care of their baby. She's here raising money to build a whole child development center just for these kids that are abandoned and help these young mothers who just don't know what to do with their kids either. So I don't know. It's really cool, and it's really awesome to see such a unique group of people. I mean, the founder, Roland, he was really, really nice to talk to, and his whole ideology was bringing ethnic groups together and learning from each other to create an environment of peace and understanding. And I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was amazing, and I wish more students would take advantage of that.
Yeah, and it's not just about multicultural. It's more like expanding the mind, getting different ideas, exposing yourself to different ways of thinking and different ways of experiencing life. And I went to a seminar today about how to get to happy, put on by our a counseling psychologist here at Moore Park. And the presentation was about learning to discover how you think, finding those ways that you kind of put yourself down every day, and finding ways to interrupt those thought patterns and those practices that you may not even know you're doing. So it's not just a cultural thing, it's kind of a human thing that gets promoted here on Multicultural Day. And I wish people took more advantage of it, because like you said, it is like, oh, cool, I don't got math class today. Guess what I can just not do? Go to Moore Park College.
Yeah, it is kind of disappointing, but I don't know what you were talking about, the happiness seminar that you went to, though. Like, I think that's really interesting, but I feel like that's really hard for a lot of college students. I mean, we're getting ready to transfer. We're going to be in debt for the next 10 years of our lives. It's really hard to try to find these things in life that make us happy.
All the more important to look for a place to find those things.
It is, but that's usually not the mentality. The mentality is usually, I'm stressed out. How do I minimize the stress? Oh, you want me to stress out more thinking about the ways to minimize the stress. Which is
exactly what the seminar was about, was not doing that.
I don't know. I think I know, but I think that's cool that Moore Park College noticed that was an issue among students and created a seminar dedicated to helping students find that happiness in their lives.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So Multicultural Day is taking up the Rate of Walk, and I know we have what is it? The career transfer.
Oh yes, the expo.
Also this week. The expo's this week.
Happening in April, according to the banner. It just says April 2016.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be this week.
I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. I think.
Great.
I know. I wrote that story. I should know this.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so,
I feel better.
Really quick, we're gonna go right into sports with Nick.
Baseball. There are 2 games this week, Tuesday and Thursday at 2:30. Baseball's still trying to make the playoffs. They're struggling a little bit right now. They're not really getting, that hey batta swing stuff.
Beautiful.
I know. I no shame. I watched High School Musical when I was younger. Yeah. So then that men's volleyball as well. They're also trying to make the playoffs. They have a game this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. I mean, I think if they can win the rest of their games out, there might be a chance they can go to the playoffs. But right now, it's just not looking too good, unfortunately. And then softball has whoa, hang on. I'm ending on the positive note here. Softball, who is doing outstanding. I don't exactly know their record right now. Last I remember it was 15-3. They have a game this Thursday at 2:30, and then Friday they have a doubleheader at noon and 2 o'clock. And softball is currently the top as far as I know in the division. So they should be making a playoff run, hopefully, and go far, maybe make it to the state championships. Coach Michael Stewart of the football team just got hired on full-time now. So he is a full-time faculty member here at Moore Park College. And yeah, he's just going to continue doing what he's doing. I talked with him last week, actually, so he's going to continue what he's doing, he said, and he hopes to teach more classes, not just football.
So right now we're going to have an interview with Casey Ahern, who sings country in a group called...
Casey Ahern. We gig under my name.
Very cool, very cool.
So you play all sorts of locations. What have you been playing lately?
Well, our last gig was at Borderline Bar and Grill. That was the second week of March. Mm-hmm. And we had a 45-minute set. And it went really well, so we're getting more gigs. Our next gig is at the Canyon Club in Agora Hills on Thursday, April 21st,
cool.
And we go on at 8 p.m., so.
Yeah, I just saw this morning that you met your ticket quota for that.
Yeah, we have to sell 60 tickets in order to play there, but we exceeded it, and we hit 100 tickets.
Nice. So what made you want to get into performing live or just get into music in general?
I never really got into it. It was sort of something that was just ingrained in me. It's ever since I was little I would sing, and I picked up guitar, would always write, and so it was sort of something that I felt that I was always meant to do. And it was everything always looped back to music.
Oh really? So just always led you back to singing and writing.
Yep.
Do you write your own music?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah, I write all sorts of stuff, and then I also copyright every song I have,
very cool.
So I own it.
Yeah, but that's so important when you're starting out and small. So what kind of genre stuff do you do? What do you perform, and what do you most likely get influenced by?
Well, we do country music mainly. That's the genre I consider myself. But we also do old rock and roll covers. So we did Johnny B. Good. We also do Joni Mitchell. So she's one of my favorites, one of my biggest influences. She was kind of a singer-songwriter in the 70s, and some of her famous songs are like Big Yellow Taxi or California. So country, folk, rock and roll.
Country, folk, rock and roll. How difficult is it to write your own music? Because in the space, do you ever feel like you're being too influenced by music you listen to, or is it really just you expressing yourself? Do you have difficulty writing your own music?
I think it's all kind of a mix. Sometimes, yes, right now I'm definitely having writer's block. Just when you're busy, sometimes it's hard to actually sit down and write. But when I am writing, I try to think of what I can relate to. So I can't be writing about divorce because I'm, young. I haven't been divorced, so I can't write a country song about that. But I have to write stuff that relates to me. And of course, you always get influenced by who you listen to. So certain riffs will sound similar to other songs. But you try to find your voice within it. And I think by having all sorts of different genres that influence you, so from country to folk to rock and roll, they sort of blend together and create your sound.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. So you're doing live shows. You're writing your own music constantly. I think you're going to school for this, right?
Yes, I am. I am planning. Well, I was accepted already into Berklee College of Music.
Congratulations.
In Boston.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be studying music business management and vocal performance.
Awesome. So what's like the next step for you just personally with your music?
Well, right now, gigging is the biggest thing. We go under my name, but I'm also with my bassist, Jake Morgan, guitarist, Tony Mandrakia, drummer, Taylor Murphy, and we also have a violist who is acting as a fiddler.
Oh, wow.
And her name is Haley Blue Isbell. So they're a great group. I love them all so much. They're really great musicians and just fun to be around as well. And so gigging is the biggest thing right now. But then also looking forward to school in either the fall or spring, kind of depending which semester I choose to go into.
Awesome. Is the band something that you feel like you're going to carry with you throughout your career, or do you want to kind of branch out and be your own thing as you progress?
I want to be, yes, Casey Ahern, but I feel you can't really do anything without having great people behind you.
Sure.
And so my band, that's one of the biggest things of going to school is now that I do have a steady band, I'm going to miss them all a lot. And hopefully, when I'm back in town, we can get gigs that line up so we can all get to see each other play together, because it's really fun and it's also a great learning experience because you learn all the technicalities of gigging. That is something totally new to me. So,
Did you meet your band here or friends from school?
Tony, my guitarist, is my guitar teacher. Jake Morgan, he's a student here and he plays bass. Haley is a student at Pierce, and then Taylor, my drummer, was a Berklee graduate.
Oh, wow. How'd you meet her?
Taylor, he's a...
Oh, he,
yeah,
sorry.
Sorry, Taylor, if you're listening.
I'm so sorry, Taylor.
My drum teacher recommended him.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So, yeah.
Awesome. You're already getting connections from just being at our wonderful Moore Park College campus.
Yeah.
So you're gigging, you're going to travel, you're going to go to Berklee. Sounds like you've got a lot really going for you. Are you thinking about maybe working on more studio recorded stuff, albums?
Well, every song I do, of course, eventually it will go into an album. Right now, I probably have an album's worth of written songs that are done, completed, but recording is kind of something that I've been not totally wanting to do yet because I feel it's sometimes hard to find a sound engineer that knows your sound, so that they don't want to mix it too much, they don't want to put too much distortion in it, because I want a really raw sound, such as from the 70s Laurel Canyon era, which is a big influence on what I do.
Awesome. You've got a show coming up. Tell people again where that is and when they can go and how to get tickets.
Yes, we have a show at the Canyon Club on Thursday, April 21st. We go on at 8 p.m. And you can purchase tickets online at the Canyon Club at the door, or you can find me here on campus and purchase tickets through me. We also have a show May 27th, which is a Friday night at the Arena in Simi Valley. So stay tuned for tickets. You can check out my Facebook at Casey Ahern, and I post all our stuff, all our upcoming gigs there.
Beautiful. Just for fun, it's been a wonderful interview. Thank you for coming on and agreeing to talk about all this. I think it's been fun talking to you.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
It's always awesome to hear that students, are being successful with their passions and are just going out there and trying to do those awesome kind of fun things.
Yeah, and making connections at Moore Park. That's neat that you actually were
Park's
able to use
great.
this place for something.
Yeah. A lot of talented students on campus.
No, we do.
Yeah.
I would hate to see them, crash and burn here, but no, I'm saying
Leslie
it's
is
cool.
the optimist.
I'm just
No,
saying.
he's jabbing at me because I have a tendency to tell high school students to take their life seriously. Otherwise
It's
they'll
true. She
crash
actually
and
does.
burn.
What I'm saying
Follow
more is
your
that
dreams.
I'm really
You can do
glad.
whatever you
I'm
want.
sorry. Someone needs to tell the high school students coming to Moore Park that this is college still, and they need to take their life seriously.
I was trying to be optimistic when I said that. I was trying to say
You
know what?
No, they
Nick?
don't. They
You know
don't.
what? Casey, I'm really happy you're finding success with your desired dreams, because that's really cool.
There we go,
That's what
dreaming.
I wanted to say. Good God.
She's California dreaming.
Well, speaking of following your dreams, Moore Park College is a pretty good, I would say, arts and entertainment program, especially with their performing arts. What are some of the things that we got going on later this week or this upcoming time frame?
Well, one of them is Motion Flux. It's the dance performance going on. It's going to showcase a lot of the student work, and that'll be April 21st through the 23rd at 8 p.m. and a special showing on the 24th at 2 p.m. Honestly, it's cheaper for tickets are cheaper for students. There we go. I can talk, right? So definitely students take advantage of that. Buy them online. It's cheaper online too. But worst case scenario, can get them in the box office here on campus, located in the Performing Arts Center. So check it out. It's really fun. Actually, I have a couple friends in the dance program, so
what is Motion Flux
I'll be there
dance?
cheering them on. What
is Motion Flux dance? Because I just reading that, I'm like, I don't know what those words mean or why they fit together.
Motion Flux dance. It's not a type of dance or anything like that. It's literally just the name of the event that's going to go on.
Wiggly and woobling.
Yes, it's wiggly movement.
Wiggling and woobling.
Yes. Okay. Well, other than dance, because that's getting weird real quick, is the student one acts. I really, really like the student one acts because they're completely student produced work. The students will write and direct and act in their own plays.
Yeah, these are fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard of crazy stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
One of my friends tried to get me to audition for this thing on campus for like an alien abduction kind of film. Someone tried to get me to audition and I refused because I'm like, there is no like sci-fi alien abduction thing that I want to be participating in right now. Student one acts. So yes, like I said, they are going to be student produced. And those tickets are going to go on sale $10 at the door, but it's a 20% discount online. So definitely get your tickets online. That's going to be April 27th through the 30th at 7:30 and on May 4th through the 7th also at 7:30. Those are going to be fun. Those are most likely going to be in the Black Box Theater, though. They're not going to be held on the main stage, so don't get lost in the Performing Arts Center. Go to the right theater.
Yeah, and a lot of work's gone into those, so it's always cool to see those one acts. All right, so that basically just about wraps it up for us here for the first ever Student Voice on Air. That's what we're calling it.
That's what we're calling it. We're also
Yeah, we
committed
are.
to that name. Yeah.
All right, so thank you again to Kayla Cologne,
Yes! Bravo!
The opposite of perfume.
Leslie Kivett, and Nick Roella. It's been really awesome, guys. Hopefully we can keep doing this every week. And then thank you again to the listeners for listening to Student Voice on Air, a new radio show written, hosted, and produced by journalism and media students at Moore Park College. For additional news and information, please log on to the Student Voice website at studentvoiceonline.com. I'm Steven Suarez, and thank you for listening to 101.5 KMCJ, Moore Park College Jams, your one-stop shop for campus news, sports, entertainment, and the greatest hits of all time.